final race of the day. That is race number 10, a deep field here as well. It's a Class 2 over the 1,400 metres. Field is headed by The Rock, who drops in class here for Casper fans. Alfie Chan taking £7 off his back. He was a winner over the mile towards the end of last season. California Deep Shot run up the last time we saw him. E-Star got a good course and distance record. Master Montaro, another one for David Hayes, could have a good afternoon. Highland Fortune Kildini makes his Hong Kong debut. Mr Snowden won his last start, just his second start back end of last season. Telecom Fighters, Zabrowski, another debutant here for Casper fans, and Regency Bobo up in class, but a 4-time course and distance winner. Now, again, we'll start off with the speed map here for the final events, the Tamo Shan handicap. Good pace again once more, Mark. Who are the key horses to look out for?
We've got Telecom Fighters going forward. He's been doing a lot of racing around Happy Valley. The Rock, of course, Paul, 3 starts to go over the 1,600 metres, so he's back in trip. He led from barrier number 14, so I'm sure we'll be seeing him going forward from his gate of barrier number 9 here too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed on and tried to get to the lead, actually. Alfred Chan aboard with The Rock and try and take on Telecom Fighters. They wouldn't want to get into a speed duel, whatever happens. California Deep Shot, he'll need a bit of luck, but he has got a little pace, so it'll be interesting to see where they decide to ride him. Regency Bobo used to lead in his early days, didn't he? But he has come from the back in his last couple of starts, and E-Star should get a nice run just in behind Mr Snowden.
Master Montaro's out there 3 wide with some cover, but his starts and his trials were a lot better also, so that augurs well for supporters of Master Montaro. All
right, what about Mr Snowden? Let's start with him and his jockey, Alexi Bedell.
Race number 10, Mr Snowden, first ride on race day. What about his trial over 1,000 metres down the straight? Did that please you?
Yeah, I thought it was a good trial, a good effort, considering the distance a little bit short. But I must say he gave me a nice feel, and he seems to be a nice horse. Yeah, I also think he's going to run well.
Had no luck with the draws last time in. You've had a bit of luck this week. Barrier number 4 looks perfect.
Yeah. He jumped well from the gate. He showed plenty of speed, so it's very useful in this race. And just see how it goes, the pace and everything. But the horse seems to be in good form, and I expect him to run well.
58 winners last term. Are you a goal setter, or is it to eclipse that this year?
Yeah, it was a nice season, you know. Being able to win 2 major races in Hong Kong was very good, so I'm looking forward to win more, and I'll try to work harder and keep improving.
All right, every chance I think Alexi can build on that 58 winners. But Paul, as far as Mr Snowden's concerned, you saw Master Montaro closing in on him there. He's £9 better off. That's got to count for something.
Yeah, I think it definitely does. But look, Mr Snowden, I should say, it was a really good run from him back end of last season. He's come to hand really quickly. He's settled into Hong Kong well. So, look, I think he's improved in the off-season. I think he'll run well. But as you said, Master Montaro, he's looking good as well.
Haven't quite got the grey in Mr Snowden, but he does get into the race nicely. It was just one of those races where it's hard to narrow it down to 4, so he just missed out, and when I say just missed out, just by that much.
All right, we'll keep moving, see a look at some of the other rivals. And California Deep Shot here, Mark, Telecom Fighters, and Zabrowski for Casper fans. A good form over much further in Australia, though.
I did like the trial of California Deep Shot. He won a good time of 1:10.34 in this trial as well. That's California Rad to his outside. We'll see him in the Class 1 feature on the day. And he has also, Paul, won first up in the past as California Deep Shot.
Yeah, so look, I found a spot for him just on a sort of a minor line, California Deep Shot. As you say, the trial was very good. He's run well at Happy Valley, but he runs well at Sha Tin as well.
All right, have a look at E-Star here, Paul, who finished off last season in good hearts, but his record overall says that he might be better second up than first up.
Yeah, that was just a little query I had with E-Star. He generally does come on for his first run. The trial was good enough, and he is an honest horse, but look, he didn't quite make it in for me.
He's got a good draw too, and he's a very honest horse, but in this field, and as you said, Andrew, better second up at the CP Brave. He's beaten there. I'll just wait 1 start with him.
OK, well, we saw Master Montaro behind Mr Snowden there in race conditions. Here he is back at the trials. Mark, what do you make of him?
I thought it was a good trial from him. He's down on the rail. I just like the way he jumped in these barrier trials. He was much more fluent out of the gates. He was better towards the end of last season, but still could slightly get it wrong. The little break looks to have done him well. Paul didn't mind the trial either from The Rock. He'll appreciate that claim for Alfie Chan.
Yeah, I think he'll go forward the Rock, but look, you're right about Master Montaro. He comes into the race really well, and he's a big horse. Like from barrier 13, I think it'll probably suit him. He'll get back and come down the outside.
Roman Turbo seems pretty honest as well, Paul. I thought Simulate trialled quite well here. He's not asked much to do there behind him.
Yeah, and he has popped up occasionally to Simulate as well. Roman Turbo, as you say, is quite progressive. Zach Purton aboard. He's been an honest horse. Prior to it was just his last start. Prior to that, he'd been going really well, Roman Turbo. So, look, I found a spot for him as well.
You might have just come to the end of it, Roman Turbo. So happy to put him in first up.
Kildini, Mark. His last start on the Cape Guineas, a Grade 1 in South Africa, but that was December 2019.
It's a long time away from the track, isn't it? He showed some good speed here and he was allowed to just finish off under his own steam. Strong field, Paul. First up for a long time. Group 1 winner. Happy to wait for him to at least have a start or two under his belt.
Yeah, he's come in as a rating 84 horse, hasn't he? And he hasn't run for such a long time. So, look, I'm with you guys. I'm just happy to watch him go around here on Sunday.
OK. Master Montaro's favourite here. Paul, on top for you as well?
Yeah, I like him. I think Master Montaro looks really tough to beat here. He's drawn 13, which on paper looks a little bit awkward, but I think coming down the outside will suit him. He's a big horse from Mr. Snowden. We've got a Master and a Mr. there. Mr. Snowden come to hand really quickly, I thought, last season. He's put on 19 pounds. He's not as well off at the weights, but I still think he's going to go really well. California Deep Shot will need a little bit of luck from his wide draw, but he's an honest horse. And Roman Turbo we just talked about. So 5, 9, 2 and 6 in the last.
On his trial, I thought California might have them in deep shot here in the last, and even though he's got barrier number 11, Joe on board, he's a first-up winner. He ran good time, I thought he could win. To beat number 5, Master Montaro, 6, Roman Turbo, and number 1, The Rock, to round out the first 4. But it's just such an even field. Horses like Mr. Quasona even has a great first-up record, and you've got Mr. Snowden, who also has improved, and his trial was good as well. But 2, 5, 6 and 1 in the last.
5 and 9 for me as well, Master Montaro, Mr. Snowden, but Assimilate. I keep coming back to him. I just do wonder about that.